Wake up in the morning, feeling the weight of the world on my shoulders. I wanna move closer, but I don't control it. I know I've been trying, the door isn't open. I know it sound funny, but really though, in the beginning we really close. Now we just cruising up on the coast. Don't wanna lose you, I really don't. My God, I'm working so hard. I let my guards down and I'm feeling so far. You won't cut me off and I'm ready to grow and I'm ready to know you more. Please, I honestly say I'm mature. It ain't my decision, it's yours. But I will persuade with my all, cause I'm ready to run to your arms. I just want you to know that I wanna go to a place where I find you, a place I call home, a place where I'm not alone. And maybe I'll grow just a little bit more, and I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. I go back and forth when I feel your presence. I'm above the world. There isn't much better, but then I fall levels and levels below it. Don't know where I'm going, don't know where I'm holding. I say I gave up, but I know I didn't. It's just my frustration, I'm only human. I act like I know what I'm really doing. As long as it's you that I'm really choosing. I will never give up, no, I wanna do it your way. You're the king of the world, only wanna do what you say. I know that it's possible to give back my heart to you. Do it that you choose. I just want you to know that I wanna go to a place where I find you, a place I call home, a place where I'm not alone. And maybe I'll grow just a little bit more, and I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. I know that you love me, I really do. Just wanna do right by you till it's through. Please don't ignore me, please just adore me. Wanna be closer to you. I just wanna make you happy. A shining light looking right at me. I give to you gladly, that's my reaction. I just want you to know that I wanna go to a place where I find you, a place I call home, a place where I'm not alone. And maybe I'll grow just a little bit more, and I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored. Then I'll be adored.
Okay.
Welcome to Parents and Pennies, where family meets financing and every dollar counts. Brought to you by MITM Business Consultants. Join your hosts, Art Abrahamian, with over 12 years of experience in finance, banking, and business advising, and Roy Rosales, a father of two and coach to many, who has an extensive background in real estate. These two family men are here for you, bringing real stories, practical tips, and financial wisdom every week to keep your family thriving. They'll help you secure your family's financial future through simple, memorable financial adjustments that will help you achieve your financial goals. Because when it comes to family and finances, it's not about having more, it's about making the most of what you have. Here's Art and Roy.
What is going on, everybody? Episode 15, Parents and Pennies. What's up, Roy? How are you?
How we doing? How we doing, everyone? Hey, to shout out to all the four most important things in my life. I'm blessed, truly blessed. More importantly, how are you doing, Art?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in the
back and healthy.
You're back and healthy. That seems to be the hardest hurdle to get beyond. Damn, it's been so long. I got taller. I must have got taller. That's why this mic's not high enough.
You know, I think sometimes we forget, or that our health is really has to be a priority, and it's not that we're not taking care of it. It's just it happens, and then it can stop a lot of things in your life.
Yeah.
So
it's been a journey, man. It's funny. Everybody's like, "Oh, you must feel great. You lost all that weight." Like, dude, I have worse issues now than I did when I was 400 pounds, and I'm 130 something pounds. So, it is what it is. We're here. We're gonna have a good podcast. Today's podcast is actually a good one. We were talking about it when we were on a phone call, because Roy and I talk to each other all the time. It's not like once we do this podcast we disappear. And one of the conversations we talked about was just having purpose.
Yes.
And the importance of purpose and what that does for a person, what that does for a family, what that does for, everything in those things. So from the title, you can see we're going to be talking about having purpose and finding your purpose, and then leading with your purpose. So starting us off is, what is purpose, right? So purpose is your internal compass. It's not just what you do. It's why you do things. It's the underlying reason you get up every day beyond paychecks and the to-do list. It's not easy to find.
no.
It's not easy to find. And I think even to this day, we find ourselves trying to find that purpose.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I'm passionate." And it's like, there's a difference between purpose and passion, right? So passion is the emotion,
Yeah.
the excitement. Purpose is the mission.
Yeah.
You might be passionate about many things, but your purpose is what ties it all together, right? So you can love something and do it with passion, but that doesn't make it your purpose, because it's
Well, purpose, it's what purpose is going to do is going to keep you consistent, right? Because passion, sooner or later, it goes away.
yeah,
And
it
and
fizzles.
and your purpose is the one that carries you on of, this is why I'm doing it, right? Regardless of my emotions, this is why I'm waking up this early. This is why I'm putting this extra work, or this is why I'm learning more, I'm reading more.
Yeah,
Because of the purpose, right? The passion, it comes and goes, right? In different chapters of your life, it comes and goes, but the purpose is still the same.
yeah.
So that's where the challenge is finding what is your purpose. Why are you here? It matters. It really matters. And the sooner you find the purpose, the sooner you start living a better, more consistent life.
Yeah, I saw something that said, like, what's the difference between purpose and goals? And I thought that was a really, interesting thought process, right? Because goals are steps.
Yes.
Your goals are the steps. The purpose is like the destination. So you're sitting there and you're like, well, goals change, right? Okay, this was my goal. Now this is my goal. But purpose gives those goals direction and meaning.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you find yourself versus this internal and external purpose? A struggle, right? Because we chase purpose for others, approval, validation, status. We want everybody to like us. We want everybody to respect us. And we think that means driving this car or having this watch or having this item to give purpose to our life. But real purpose is internal. It's when you work, you feel aligned, your work aligns with your values align with your morals, your paycheck that you're receiving ties into all of that, right? So I think it's hard to what we perceive to be purpose when we're just chasing validation. So it's like, I don't really find that to be real purpose. And it's sad because we come across people like that all the time. And those are the people we talk about in our podcast, where it's like getting a car that they don't belong in just to have this status that doesn't really exist. And then they come to you and they're like, hey, I need to do this, this, this. And you're like, you can't do any of those things.
Yep.
Your purpose has been hindered by your decisions. And I think that's another thing is like the decisions you make today can affect your purpose for a lifetime.
Yeah. And that's where the perspective comes in is, what do you assume is your purpose? Is not to show off.
Yeah.
There's different type of ways that we hear. Both of us can agree, that one of our passions are education.
Yeah.
Right. But our purpose is going to be, hey, for me personally, it's man of faith. That's my purpose, is to share that he's the light of my world. And how can I make sure that I bless others and I become a blessing? And that for me has been the biggest purpose, as how I feel, is because now God surrounds me with the right people to help the right people. You know how much of a difference has made. And we talked about, right now people are struggling and God is still blessing us. He's still providing us.
Yeah.
That to me is like, yeah, that's my purpose, is to glorify him and give him the credit. And he will provide in so many different ways. And it doesn't have to be just in money. It can be in health. It can be with the family. It can be with friendships. You know how valuable having a loyal friend?
Oh, yeah.
Having
a loyal friend is worth more than its weight in gold, because stuff comes and goes, money comes and goes. I mean, but friendships, meaningful relationships, trust, all those things, you can't replace those. You can't replace those at all.
No, and that's why it's so important for you to figure out that, when you're going through all this, is what's going to keep me aligned. That's the word we're using right now. But because it was going to because once you're aligned and you find your purpose, everything else makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything, even your paycheck makes sense.
Yeah.
And you're happy. But if you start comparing, if you start doing things that you shouldn't do, then nothing that comes into your life is going to be, you're not going to feel great about it. Regardless if you get a $10,000 check, it's like, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean it's not enough?
The ends don't justify those means. And, it's funny, it leads into the next segment where it's like it's statistically proven that people with a sense of purpose report higher levels of happiness and resilience. Keeps them grounded during storms and focused in seasons of success. Mm-hmm. So it's like, Roy was hitting the nail on the head just now about how even if things aren't going the way that they should be going on one avenue because of his purpose, it keeps him grounded, it keeps him resilient, it keeps him understanding that there's more to it than just the status quo, and then it affects mental health too. Like it genuinely does. When you lack purpose, you feel life feels like a loop. You feel busy, you feel empty, you're really not knowing from point A to point B what's next, and then on top of that, not having purpose doesn't give you the fulfillment.
Oh yes.
And when you don't have that fulfillment, you seek it other places, and sometimes people seek that purpose in bad things, right? Drugs, friends that they shouldn't be having, activities that they shouldn't be doing. Again, to each their own. We're not going to tell you how to live your life, but comes a certain point where it's like you're not happy.
Yeah.
You're actively expressed concern and complaint about your current situation. There's a bit of self-reflection that has to go on where it's like, well, what are you doing? What could you be doing? Yeah. What could you change? How could that be more meaningful? How could those actions be more purposeful? So it's one of those things where it's like mental health and having purpose is very important. And a lot of people say, well, how do you know what your purpose is, right? That's the hard part. It's discovering it. But the thing is, you can't discover something that you're not actively pursuing. Like you might say, I want to find my purpose, but then you ask the question, what are you doing to find your purpose? Is it smoking weed on a couch, complaining about not having purpose? Or is it getting out there and just trying new things? You see, we text each other all the time. Me and Roy are constantly trying new stuff that we probably have no business doing. It's like we're rodeo cowboys this week. Why? Well, I don't know. We just try it out, see how it goes. I sent Roy a picture. I was like, you know what? My birthday coming up. I was like, I bought myself a little smoker, and I was like, dude,
it's not a little smoker, by the way. It's like top of the line. You know what I mean?
Not
like
even top of the line.
but it's not a little smoker though. You know what I mean?
Alright.
So
Listen, it was on sale, and shout out to Lowe's hooking it up with the on sale price. It was like those things were like $1,500, $1,200, but they were like $600 on that Father's Day, July whatever sale they had going on, or not Father's Day. It was some July sale. I took advantage of it. I got the last one. Sorry, anybody that was looking for it, but I never even smoked stuff like that before. And I was like, dude, I got it that day. I put all this stuff together, and I just. You know, I say my purpose is my family, my purpose is my friends, my purpose is my clients. Like how you have your 4, I have my 4, right? And it's funny because I don't even eat that much anymore. And I'll show you guys the spread that I cooked up. And it's so funny because all my friends were like, how much of that did you eat? And I was like, I had half a rib and 1 piece of tri-tip. But this is what I cooked up. I sent it to Roy. I cooked that up, right? I made a bunch of ribs, some potatoes, some baked beans, some chimichurri, tri-tip, corn, onions. And the entire time, bro, I did it with a smile on my face. Not because I was excited to eat this stuff, because I was excited to taste it just because it smelled good. And it's like you're in the vibe, you're in the zone, you're having this thing. But the purpose of it for me was I'm about to make something with love and feed it to my family.
Yeah.
And watch them enjoy. I have found now in my life journey, in my weight loss journey, in my just trying to figure out the new art that got lost in the old art.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to dig some of those good things about the bad version of myself to keep those things. I got to say, it's like I find myself before where I told you, like, you know, I used to be a slave to food. Now I feel like the food aspect, the excitement I get from it is watching other people enjoy.
Yeah.
So it's like cooking something and seeing the faces of everybody like, ooh, this is good, and ooh, this is good. Like hear my wife eat those ribs and be like, this is probably the best pork I've had ever. And it's my first time at smoking too, so I've never tried one of those like legit smokers. I always wanted to, but I was like, maybe it's not for me. And I said, screw that. You know, if Joe Schmo down the street can do it, why can't I do it? It's having confidence, too. I think that's another thing about purpose, where it's like you have to be confident in yourself. Because when you discover your purpose, right, we talk about what energizes you, what breaks your heart, because that's important, too. What would you do for free? And if you looking for purpose, it lives, I read something that I really like, and I wrote it down here. It says it often lives at the intersection of pain, talent, and service. So it hurts you, but you're good at it, and it provides a service, right? And I was like, my purpose isn't making people feel good with food, but my purpose is just making people feel something. And whether that's business knowledge, financial knowledge, making my family feel full of food, the bounty that we're blessed with, you know, that feels good. That's my purpose. So it's like now I lean into that where it's like I genuinely enjoy it. I smile as I say it because, again, I only smoked this thing once. I plan on doing something this weekend where it's like I'm going to try a brisket because I know that's the hardest thing to do. But I've been watching videos every night. Like, how do you do this and not mess it up? Because it's expensive meat, too. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to spend $80 just to break it. So, and you love to cook, too, Roy. So I know that's for you is one of those.
It brings joy, but that's what the difference is, right? Purpose and passion.
Yeah.
Right now, you're talking about passion, right? But the purpose is to feed your family,
right?
That's
finding that intersection.
Yeah. So, you know, and that's where that difference is. As for myself as well, I enjoy making someone smile, especially from food.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm like, okay, I did it this way, especially when I make tacos or quesadillas or burritos.
He still hasn't brought me one. He still hasn't brought me one.
I got you, though. I got you. And the thing is, I'm so excited to share. Like, try it.
Yeah.
Try it. You know, and that is such a, and like you just said, you're looking into their face. Did they like it? Did they like it, right? Yeah. Because I took time with it. I prepared it like if I was going to eat it, right? I watched it on shows, on food channels, and like, oh, my God, that looks delicious. Oh, it came out like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so you just start getting more excited and you start living better by that as well because you're actually being purposeful about what you do and you're having that passion. And that, again, that little passion of, oh man, becoming the best barbecuer, that can go away. However, your purpose is to feed your family. You know what I mean? So you're still gonna be doing it, but then before you know it, you're gonna be really good at it. That it's just now you're not overthinking it no more. So it's joyful. It's very joyful to feed your family, feed your closest friends, and try my food. Right? It's very joyful. So that brings a lot of excitement into my face too, man.
Yeah,
It's
bro, I'm
like,
telling you. And one of the things to note here is it's very important to understand too, where it's like you don't need to change the world to live with purpose. Because a lot of people think having purpose means solving, cancer, getting and it's like, if that's your purpose, fantastic. I hope you achieve that purpose because you will save millions. But you don't have to change the world just to live with purpose. Purpose can be as simple as raising kids the right way, respectful, passion-driven, putting all the things that you weren't able to achieve into your children and helping them achieve better, creating a safe space for others, or serving one person well.
Yeah.
Just one person. And if anything, serving yourself, before you serve God. I mean, after you serve God, you serve yourself well, right? Because we talk about putting ourselves first in the family, whereas before it was put our families first and struggle and suffer, and we'll just eat the suffering because we're the men of the household and we have to. And then I realized if I die, the house will crumble.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to start focusing on myself because if I'm not okay, then we're not okay.
Yeah.
So putting yourself first is going to help you to find a purpose, because a lot of men, I feel, and no offense, women, I'm sure some of you feel this, but a lot of men specifically feel that way. There's a lot of mental health issues within the man's community because we're the provider, we're this, we're that, and we don't have an outlet, right? Because in society, we're told we can't talk like that, we can't complain, don't be a little bee. How many of our friends, when we're like, dude, I'm upset about this, and they're like, don't be a little bee.
Yeah.
Just man up. And it's like, I wasn't unmanned.
Yeah.
I just was expressing how something made me feel. So I think getting to people to understand that it's okay to talk, it's okay to feel, it's okay to express. Roy and I do that almost every week. Like, we just call each other and we're like, dude, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Here's what's been going on, bing, 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 bing. And then it's like we talk about other people and what they're going through and how we feel like we remember what that feels. It's just, there's a lot of things to it, right? So it's like when the impact you ask yourself, right? Like what impact do I want to leave? What do I want people to feel after they interact with me, right? So it's like, how do people feel when they're done talking to Roy? How do people feel when they're done talking to me? That is our purpose. We want them to feel the interaction and have a lasting effect. What's something I could talk about for hours without getting bored? Mm-hmm. Chances are you have purpose there. If you can talk about something, again, and it's that fine balance of passion and purpose, but what can you talk about for hours without getting bored? Even if it's something that I might find, whatever Roy might find, it doesn't matter. Do you find it interesting? And if you find it interesting, then that's a good start.
Yeah. No, it's just that's the thing about it. You start aligning yourself with people that want or have the similar, right, purpose and passions that you have, and that's where you can talk about that every day. One thing for me is that is true. Mental health is so important. If I ain't right, my wife ain't right, and if my wife ain't right, my kids ain't right. It ain't acting right. So I need to lead by example, and I need to be right, and also having the right people in place that I can disclose or be venting by, right, be human.
Yeah.
And as I say it, we talk about things. Okay, we feel better. Let's move forward, right? Or at least I know someone knows about what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And someone heard me. And that's always a great thing to have, because you can't do it all, you can't know it all, you can't have it all. And so important for you to understand that.
Yeah. No, I agree. And one of the things is people think you only get one purpose, and that's not true. Who you are at 20 versus who you are at 30, who you are at 40, who you're going to be at 50, those things change, right?
Yeah.
You have to let your purpose grow with you. You may in your 20s, your purpose was to do this, but now you're older and your life's changed and things have changed. So now your purpose has changed too. it's understanding that you don't get locked down to one purpose. People think my purpose is this and I'll do this till the end of time and I'll die with this purpose. And it's like, no, you can, that's nice, but the reality is it grows with you. It changes with you. Who you are today is not who you'll be tomorrow, and who you are tomorrow won't be who you'll be in 10 years. Yep. So that's why relationships tend to fall apart, right? You hear that all the we grew apart. Mm-hmm. And what that really means is the stuff that we used to do when we were younger, we're not younger anymore. And usually when I hear we grew apart, it just means this dude or this woman hasn't gotten her shit together.
Yeah.
That's when you break it down, brass tacks, that's 90% of the time what it is. And why is it? Because you're just like, okay, well, we're still doing that. There's this funny text somebody sent me where he goes, it's a joke where it's like two friends talking to each other, but you can tell they're older. And he goes, hey man, I just want to let you know, I got Sarah pregnant. And the guy texts back going, oh my God, what are you going to do? And he texts back going, raise the family, have the child, we're 30. That was the response. It's like, what do you mean, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And it's that mentality, right? It's like, you have to understand if you're not 20 anymore, it's okay to not be 20 anymore. But then you ask yourself, are you still trying to act 20 in your 30s? Are you still trying to act 30 in your 40s?
Yeah.
Are you still trying to act 20s in your 50s? Like, get it together. It's gotta go with it. People think that the lack of passion means you have no purpose, and that's not true either, right? Purposeful work has hard days.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
It doesn't always come back with like, every day's a good day. No, some days are harder than others, and that's the thing. You won't feel the fire every moment, but the deeper why keeps you going when the motivation fades, right? It's like, I want to see my family smile. That's my purpose. It might not be through food some days because I'm exhausted, or it might not be through this, but there's rewarding days, there's hard days, but you just have to keep fighting through it because there's purpose in your career, there's purpose in your relationship. You might find purpose in your work, but it's how you show up for your family or friends. It doesn't have to be limited by a paycheck, right? So you might feel your purpose is work, but now you're lacking purpose in your friends, your family, and it's like finding a balance where, what do you want out of life?
Yeah. How
are you going to achieve it? Setting the goals, setting the steps, and achieving something more that means,
What's important at the end of the day, it's going to follow. It's like if you decide and if you know what's important to you, then everything is going to be great, But if you're just going about it and you don't know what's important, then regardless of the paycheck, regardless of the friend or the girlfriend or the wife or the husband being in front of you, you will not be happy.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's important to you, you're going to feel alive. You're going to have a purpose. You're going to have the reason to want to wake up the next morning, even though you're tired, but you still want to do what you got to do because that's important to you. This person or that thing is important. And if you find that, bro, everything is going to make sense. We're all tired.
Yeah. Okay.
We're all tired. Right? You know what I mean? Like, we're all tired. What is keeping me from being in bed?
Yeah.
And
that was me this morning, bro. I was like, I got 3-4 hours of sleep because the baby kept me up. I was like,
yeah,
I got to get up and do this podcast with Roy. But I was like, I want to be with Roy.
Yeah.
I want to go see Roy.
Yeah.
So
and
sleep
we triple hugged today.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We haven't seen each other in a minute.
Yeah, but because we got life.
Yeah.
But we don't have to be here to make excuses or like tell each other like, oh, I know things get like, there's a new baby. I know.
Yeah,
things change, bro.
Last time we were supposed to meet, we were supposed to be here at like 9 o'clock. I woke up at 9 o'clock and he's like, I'm here. And I was like, oh, he's going to be so pissed, dude. I just woke up. And I was like, Roy, I'm sorry. Baby kept me up all night. He's like, don't even stress it. I had to be in the area anyways. I felt so bad. I thought he was mad at me. I was like, oh, he's not responding to my text. He's pissed.
Yeah, but I understood.
Yeah.
I have kids. You know what I mean? But someone that didn't have kids may not understand that.
Yeah, they would have took it personally.
Yeah, but I get it, bro. I get it because I'm in the same level or understanding of you.
Yeah.
Right? And you're important to me, and I know you wouldn't not mess with my time. So I know something happened that was more important to that stand that, hey, you take care of your child. Bro, that is more important to me.
Yeah.
So I get it.
I appreciate that.
You know, so I get it, but the wrong friends or the wrong people around you may not get it.
Yeah,
and those
that's
are the
for
ones
sure.
that you don't want in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are people like that. You have to be careful. And Roy says it all the time, who you surround yourself. But that's so important because there's so many jealous people out there. There's so many people who are snakes, you know. They'll look at you and say they're happy for you, but the moment that you leave the room, they'll talk as much crap about you as possible. And, you know, one of the things to understand, too, is, like, life changes purpose, right? You lose your job. You lose a family member. You lose this. You get that. You have a health scare. I'm going through that all the time now. And it makes you question everything, right? It's like, oh, you know, why is this happening? What's going on? And it's okay. Purpose can actually be revealed through loss and discomfort. Mm-hmm. The more discomfort I feel, the more loss I go through, the more purpose becomes more clear and evident to me. You know, I think if we can give you guys some tips to help you out today, it's reflecting, resetting, and realigning, right? Ask why it's no longer serving me, what needs to be let go so my real purpose can emerge. And that's really important. Sometimes, bro, you know, the people out there, it's the people in your life. Sometimes you have to let certain people in your life go so that you can be the best version of yourself. Set 3 weekly tasks, right? That directly feed your purpose. And if you're not sure if it's your purpose, then you need to set 3 weekly tasks to find out if it's your purpose, right? Not just what's urgent, but what's meaningful. Surrounding yourself with purposeful people. If you know, the old expression used to be take 5 of your friends and look at them and who they are or who you are, right? And that's partially true. I will say that the part of that is true, but then there's that level of I have friends from a long time ago. And it's like, I'm not them, but there's history there. And you can't just leave your friends behind because they're not where you want them to be. That was a really hard thing for me to get through. I remember one time I worked with somebody at the bank, and I was complaining about a friend of mine, and he's like, okay, so what are you upset? I'm like, I'm upset because he's this old. And at this time, you know, we're in our mid-20s. And I'm like, he's like 20-something. It seems like he doesn't have any passion. He doesn't go for anything. He just complains. He's like, bro, if he's your friend, then you have to love him for who he is.
Yeah.
Because you're upset with your friend that he's not what you want him to be. But that's not how you have a friend.
Yeah.
You either love that person for who they are or you say they're not for you. But you can't be upset with your friend because he's not living the life that you want him to live.
Yeah.
You have to be, that's not your choice to make. And I was like, damn, that, to this day, that hits me. And that was, you know, shout out to you, Vic. That was something you said to me. And it really
learning how to distribute your energy, right?
Yeah.
That goes hand in hand right there, right? I love you for who you are. I know where you are. I don't need to put more energy into it because you're not ready yet.
Yeah. It's like,
because
I'm done.
I see your potential. You just haven't realized your potential.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where same way with me, bro. I will push people. Come on, you got it. But they weren't ready yet. And it will bump heads instead of, man, we've been friends for 15 years. Like, I love you who you are, bro. You keep doing you. But now, of course, now my conversations or those things are not putting a lot into it because I'm aware that he's where he's at. When he's ready, he's going to be like, Roy, hold me accountable.
Yeah.
Or Roy, I want to know more about this, right? So same way with us. When we were ready to lose the weight, we found the people to help us with that.
Yeah.
So it all hand in hand. But yes, we got to love the people around us, but also where are we sharing our energy?
Yeah.
It's what's going to matter because we both share our energy together when we see each other, when we talk about things, because we are aligned into our purpose and what we want to go.
Yeah.
Other people will not understand, or they would be like, you guys are crazy. I'm like, yeah.
We are crazy.
Yeah, we are crazy.
You have to be crazy to feel this way.
Yes.
But it's a good crazy.
Yeah, only sleeping 3 hours, you know what I mean?
Dude, I'm on 3 hours or 4 hours today. That's just what it is.
We gotta put in that work.
That's it. Because we can't expect the results without the effort. And we can't expect the effort without finding purpose. And that's the thing. Purpose isn't found. It's built.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep checking in with yourself. Ask yourself, is this my purpose? And if the answer is no, if it's not aligned with who you're trying to become, then it's not your purpose. But, you know, just a call to action to everybody, right? What are you going to do this week that aligns with the person you want to be? And if you can take one step towards a purposeful, like endeavor for that, it's not going to be found all at once. It's revealed as you walk, right? And I think that is like the best mentality to have, that you find your purpose as you walk. You don't find your purpose as you look. Because when you look, it's easy to look. It's like when people tell me, oh, I have a dream, and I'm like, it's super, you've heard me say it before, it's easy to dream. You close your eyes and it just comes to you.
Yeah.
But it's taking the dream to the reality. I was talking to my trainer, and, I just started back up. This was my first week back. Roy was like, why are you walking all tweckled? Because I got out of the car. And I was like doing the stanky leg I was walking because my legs are just killing me. Because I did my training session, then I have my physical therapy, and then I have my jiu-jitsu and my Muay Thai now that I'm doing. So I'm doing 3 different exercises twice a week each. So I'm doing 6 days of exercises, all various, levels of intensity in this. And I have a lot of things I could be doing, but I still find time for it because it's important. It's about my health. It's about keeping myself around, and I need to keep myself healthy because I'm finding that the weight doesn't just equal health. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm having more health issues now, going to the hospital more often because my body's trying to adjust for all the weight loss. But one of the things, I was talking to my trainer and I said, I can't respect, I think it's because a part of me hates the old me and I'm trying to pick the good parts out of the old me. But the old me made the same excuses that I hear a lot of people make, where it was like, oh, well, the reason I didn't do this is because of that. The reason that I don't do this is because of this. And I've just come down to the point where it's like, I no longer entertain conversations where a person can't acknowledge that they're wrong. I've had people say, oh, I wish I could lose weight. Oh, I wish I could do this. And I go, well, it just requires this, this, and this. And if you want, I'll share you what I did. Oh, I know what to do. Well, you don't know what to do. I hate when people say, I know what to do. And that's not just the losing weight. That's just in general. I know what to do. So if you know what to do, you're actively pursuing not doing it. Oh, I've done it before. Okay, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, I lost weight. Yeah, but you didn't keep it off. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know how to run a business. You don't because you're here.
Yeah.
We're looking at why your business has failed. But I know I've done it before. Well, it's like just because you've done something before doesn't mean you did it right. You may have started the weight loss journey. You may have started a fantastic business. But if you didn't maintain it, if you didn't nurture it, if you didn't grow it, if you didn't water it and tend to it like it's supposed to be, then you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So when I see people, and this is just anything now, when they use the excuse of, oh, I know, but, or I think, but, I now hold myself fully accountable. In unhealthy ways and in healthy ways, which I'm working through. I say that. I used to be a slave to food. Now I'm a slave to the scale. There are days I wake up, look in the mirror, and I go, what a fat piece of crap I am. Even though I'm not even fat anymore, but I get on myself because I feel like if I don't be rough on myself, I'll fall back.
Yeah.
I'll fall back on that old way, and I'm scared to fall back on that old way because I know what it took to get here. And it's like, damn, I don't want to do that. You get it too.
Yeah.
Where it's like we have to hold ourselves tight on this. So when I see people who are like, oh, I know, the I know guy. And I used to have a boss that would do that. Moises would always, I know. Yeah. That was it. It's like, no, you don't know. And it's okay not to know. But don't pretend that you know because I'm not going to pretend that you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to tell people like, hey, man, if you believe that to be true, that's great. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to believe that to be true because I see it through your actions.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to say. That's my takeaway.
I think that's it, man. We made it pretty clear about what the purpose and passion and things that you should look forward to. So I hope it was valuable to everyone here, and they had they went away with one thing that could make a change and start implementing today, right now, or next week. It's little by little. Before you know it, you're going to be in the best position possible. You're going to be mentally, physically, and more importantly, spiritually aligned. And that's it. Shout out to everyone here. Shout out.
And in the comments section, if you're going to watch this later, because I'm sure everybody's busy right now, write down what your purpose is. What's one of the purposes you're trying to find, and write down some of the goals that you have for this weekend. We'll try to respond to them and see, if there's any help. Again, if you need any additional information, you know how to reach out to us. There's Discord in the link where we have our members, our Parents and Penny podcast members. Click that link, get a part of the community. You know, going back to focusing on building that community. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Roy, thank you for your time. I love you. I appreciate you. And I look forward to episode 16, which we should be picking up on Wednesdays now. So we've moved our day to Wednesdays, and these are now 30-minute sessions. I got nothing else. You got anything?
That's it. Stay blessed, everyone.
That's it. Take care, guys.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Parents and Pennies. We hope you found our tips and insights helpful. Remember, it's not about how much you have, it's about making the most of what you've got. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other parents who could use a little financial guidance. Join us next week for more real stories, advice, and the financial wisdom you need to keep your family thriving. Until then, keep making those pennies count.